All right, good morning, everyone. This is Modified Darvas Box, and we're doing a weekend review for today, September 28th, and it's 10:23 a.m. in the morning here in Florida. It's sunny, and it's not raining or hurricaning. And all the hurricane stuff was on the west coast of Florida, not the east coast of Florida. But I'm looking forward to this weekend review. Uh, Things are still looking bullish, but man, everybody's talking bearish out there. So it'll be interesting to see what the charts are showing. Um, okay, before we get into it, some folks have said that the volume is low. I've been trying to tweak this thing and get the speaker, the microphone, excuse me, and it's showing here as pretty good. So hopefully the volume is coming through loud and clear. I'm trying to do my best on this, and I'm not a goddamn rapper or anything, and I don't understand the sound, but I think this is the best I can get it. So hopefully it's coming through okay. It's been a long week. I was traveling, got delayed with a lot of travel by the hurricane, and man, had a scary ass landing in Fort Lauderdale Airport. But the pilots did an incredible job. When the plane is bobbing and weaving all over, and then they touch it down softly, just amazing. So, anyways, since we made it down safely, let's get into the charts. For anyone who's never watched one of my videos, I'm an independent trader investor. I developed my own unique trading strategy. It's based off the book How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvas. I did not write it. I am not Nicholas Darvas. Nick Darvas is dead. But if you do a seance, maybe you can talk to his ghost, and maybe he'll give you some tips. But until then, I am the next best thing. And you can see on my charts, I've got boxes drawn, but I also have colored bars because I've also added elements from the strategy and, other stuff I've picked up along the way. I made my first trade in 1995, so yeah, I've been around, and I've seen a lot of different markets. And as far as systems go, this evolution is probably the best my system's ever been. And I started off as a random gambler and had no idea what was going on, and then I transitioned into being a CanSlim investor, CanSlim guy, but the limitations of CanSlim, I kept bumping into that. And then finally, I adopted a different strategy, and I've been running with this since like 2013. So I encourage you to just constantly experiment, create your own systems, the stuff that works best for you. Some of you guys are day traders, some of you guys are position traders, some of you guys work at jobs, 9 to 5. Me, I'm a 9 to 5er, and I needed systems that would work and allow me to do my thing without staring at charts all day. And this is my solution. So I've got 6 different lists, and we're going to look at lists 1 through 4 and see what the heck is going on in the markets. And what we're doing is I'm looking for signals and then preparing for reactions to the signals. Signal and reaction. And we trade the reaction, not the signal itself. You can trade the signal itself, you can trade anything, but it's really helpful if you can see the signal, analyze it, figure out what you're going to do, create a plan, and then you got plenty of time to execute the plan. You don't need to rely on reflexes or be a news junkie. Do you see the news? No, actually, I didn't see the news. Many times things happen, I'm away, I don't see the news. And the news all just blends together. Everything you need is in the charts pretty much. Fundamentals do matter, but they don't really matter. When you're in a bull market, fundamentals don't really matter. It matters when things start getting tough. Then you start looking at the fundamentals and you're like, oh geez, I bought a ton of crap. Or maybe not. So anyways. You will learn. The longer you do this shit, you will learn. Okay, first, let's look here. The AMZ MLP is going sideways. kind of matches oil and gas, but what I love is the overall long-term trend as shown by my weekly trend line. I own some of these in my income account, and a few of you have pinged me about income, and I'll just say you just take, I mean, it's not unlike your savings account, except you're buying stuff which has yield, and like a junk bond fund or something like that. And you hold them forever. And that way they start paying. And then you put more money in, and they pay more. And then all of a sudden, one day you wake up, and you're like, wow, I'm making a lot of money just passive income. I do not look at that income at all for capital gains or trading or anything. And I hold stuff in there for like forever. So long as it's paying, that's all I care about. So income, that's a big thing which most traders miss. Okay, ARK. Again, I've got ARK for a demonstration of color bars. But what's interesting here is the market. Cathie Wood is making money. Jesus Christ. If Cathie Wood is making money, you should be printing money hand over fist because she basically stinks. Signals, we got signals, color charts, color bars like yellow bar, buy signal right there. Blue, pay attention. Pink, pay attention. Blue and pink have bullish and bearish tilts. But, you know, nothing's guaranteed. There's tendencies, like maybe the blues have a tendency to be a red, but not always. Hammers and shooters, hammer bars. This is a shooter, which is an inverse hammer, also called a shooting star sometimes. A lot of different names, but anyways. And light gray are inside bars. So anyways, what we see here in ARK is having a box breakout. And then it sort of had an inside week, but it looks kind of bullish. But if this is a signal, and the reaction is either going to go two ways. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down, because inside bars are inherently 50-50. We will see what happens. Not that I give two rats' asses about Cathie Wood, but it's just keeping an eye on things. Proxy for oil. Oil is actually sort of in a bear market here. And whether that's from demand or too much supply, I don't know. But oil and energy is kind of bearish right now. What's bullish? The NASDAQ. So I mentioned 2 weeks ago, we got our yellow bar buy signal here on the NASDAQ. And we've had 2 positive weeks from the signal. You know, the market was saying, hey, yeah, you should probably be in tech. You know, that's what it's saying right there. What's interesting is see how this bar closed in the middle? This is kind of a volatile week, you know, up, down, and it closed right in the middle. Still bullish, but I can see why the bears are, you know, being skeptical. We don't have a box breakout. It's not even at the top of its prior box from when the signal, the shooter signal right here back in July. So, and if you look here, sell, red. Yeah, some money did come out of techs. So, you know, this just shows you that while the NASDAQ had a buy signal, it's not the strongest index. No, it's not. You may think it is, but it's not. Ethereum, crypto had a stick save down here at the bottom of the box. You could have bought it if you love crypto. And this is a positive reaction, blue bar signal. And look at the signals. Inside week, blue bar, bullish, and bullish reaction. Okay. So Ethereum's not dropping down to 12. And it's going to hang around a bit more. FFTY, proxy for growth stocks. Box breakout, but volume is low. And so that's a very lukewarm kind of signal. But it's showing generally positive. So it just shows how things are coming back. China, the FXI. So box breakout, mini box breakout right here. And now the big move. And that's because the Chinese government is stuffing a shit ton of money into the market. So yeah, of course it's going to take off. But, you know, Chinese stocks are all frauds. So would we buy them? Not me, but help yourself. What's his face? The billionaire guy, Tepper. he was banging the table on China, and rightly so, because basically the Chinese government is saying that they're going to prop everything up. But, that guy owns the Carolina Panthers, and they're like dead last with no future. So I don't know if he still got it. We'll see. Uh, and if you lose money because of Chinese stocks, well, you have only yourself to blame. Gold. Look at that bull market. It's just a great trend. There's no signals, no reason to do anything if you're long gold. What do we got? Junk bonds, box breakout, moving higher. If junk is doing well, then the economy is doing well. That's all you need to know. What is that? Oh, insurance. Yeah, the trend still looks good. There was that signal right here, and so far it's above it right there. Insurance, probably the greatest trend. Just buy it and hold it forever. Bitcoin making a comeback, heading now more towards the top of the box, like a ping pong ball. So crypto's getting a bit again. Software, there's that yellow bar buy signal. Had a little bit of box breakout, and then it's sort of hanging around. Still probably one of the stronger sectors in the market. Housing keeps going up. A little inside weak, though. 50-50. We'll see where that goes. The big question in housing is, okay, if rates come down, are buyers gonna come back into and start buying houses again? I don't know. But the people who invest in housing stocks should be watching that very closely. IWC, micros, doing nothing sideways. IWM, doing nothing sideways, but there's a little 50-50 bar. But again, I laugh. So many people cared about the IWM. I'm like, why? It's done nothing. Why? If you see anybody pumping the IWM, just don't pay attention. IWH, IYH, excuse me, not W. Sideways, there's a Darvas box being made. You see red and red, but it hasn't failed. This is how being a long-term trend follower, you just got to hold on to it and see what happens. It sort of sucks that it's not going higher, but it's not really going lower either. Let's say you bought it here, you're doing fine. Now, if it keeps going down hard, okay, fine, then maybe you got a decision. But at the moment, it looks okay. Transports. I find this one interesting. This is a bearish signal right here, and it actually hit the top right there. It's saying, wow, if transports are improving, junk bonds are going up, maybe the U.S. economy is doing, maybe it got what it needed with the half-point rate cut, I don't know. But that's kind of positive. Gold. QQQs, yellow bar signal, moving higher. Equal weighted Qs, we're doing roughly the same. So is there much difference between the equal weighted QQQ and QQQ? Not really. The bigger one, I think, is the RSP, equal weighted S&P. This one, box breakout here and moving, trending higher. Compare that to the NASDAQ where it's still in a box. The S&P is the stronger of the indexes. And that's because, as we just saw, if transports are doing better, if other sectors are doing better, well then, the rising tide is lifting all boats. Short-term rates are coming down. When this price goes up, short-term rates go down. So, yeah, that's taking pressure off, I would guess. Semiconductors, people banging the table. Semiconductors are the greatest. Look at this. There was a signal here, but not very strong reaction. There's no volume, and it's going sideways in its box range, and it's barely above the halfway mark. Semiconductors don't got it right now. As important a sector it is, it don't got it. S&P 500 box breakout, moving higher. See what I mean? Sentiment, cooling off a little bit here this week. What is that? Stocks above the 200-day, hanging out roughly the same. This roughly the same, a little higher. Solar, gosh, the poor solar investor. This was a bearish signal, but with a bullish resolution. Look at that, hit the top. I guess solar's not completely dead. TLTs, yeah, a pink bar signal. That means sit up, pay attention. And it's got a bearish tilt to it. And yeah, it did sell off. Nothing huge, but maybe that's as far as longer term bonds are going to go for now. The VIX. The VIX here is back in its yellow box range. I'm probably going to move this or change the color of that at some point. Back in its yellow box range, but you know, in the teens. So long as the VIX isn't breaking out, we're fine. If the VIX is breaking out, then we got to, it's probably we're getting really defensive. REITs, yeah, okay, whatever, sideways. More housing, just keeps going slightly up. Oil and gas, pink bar, sit up, pay attention with a bearish tilt, but maybe this means something. Maybe it means all of a sudden it's, you know, decisions are being made. Are we gonna be in oil and maybe change the trend, or is the trend gonna take a tumble? When you see a bar like this means decisions are being made and evaluated by much bigger investors than you and me. What do we got here? XLF, yeah, financials, sideways. Overall, the Fed stuff is probably great for financials. So, all right, so that's the index list. Let's get into the list of box breakouts. Pretty big list. This is a bull market, right? Everybody agree? The head's nodding. Yeah, it is a bull market. Because when you get a list like this of textbook Darvas box breakouts, that means you're in a bull market. Now, the first one, AEOI. I own some of this. And we had a box attempt here, breakout. I like practically day traded in here. Then I bought it again here on this breakout. We had a lot of volatility, but an inside week is 50-50. It broke higher, and now it's formed a bearish shooter bar. So this trade is just hard. So I've got this here because that's a signal, and I'll trade the reaction to the signal, but more than likely this stock's going to go probably down. So any negative price action, and I'll be out. But here's the thing. I'll have bought, you know, in here. If I make some money, if it keeps going higher, great, I'll keep it. But I got a hard stop loss in on this one. But at the moment it's bullish, but it's ready to turn bearish. Great. When trades go bad. But the thing is, I'll walk away with that. I'll have made something. And that's the thing. Don't lose money. If you're going to transact, you know, just don't lose money. Don't buy a crappy setup. Don't buy a crap signal. Don't buy when there's no signal. Buy when there's a signal. Let the market, let it do its thing. And then if it acts all weird or funky, well, then sell it. And that's a little small micro cap. So we'll see what happens. Axon, box breakout. This one's doing fine. Look at that. Just keeps going higher. BLND, oh, yeah. This is tied to mortgage rates. And look at that. You see all this indecision? Sort of a box breakout, but barely, and then didn't do anything reaction. This one's probably very hesitant, so I didn't buy any. And I'm going to take this off the list and put it in the watching list. Here, okay, S&P 500 is doing great. Well, Caterpillar, Darvas box breakout in Caterpillar. It only took a half point cut by the Fed, and look at that go. That bodes well. And you wonder why the S&P 500 is going up and the NASDAQ is sort of going up less. Well, when Caterpillar takes off, look at that. This one, CORZ, box breakout, moved higher. This week is sort of stopped, a halfway bar, but not actually a signal bar. So I don't know. I do not own any of that. CVNA, box breakout with a pullback here. Just a hard one to trade, but a great one if you invested. Unfortunately, I didn't invest. I tried to trade it. So keeping an eye on it. Housing, DHI, there's your buy signal. Still moving higher. No, nothing contrary. Okay, here's one I did buy. IonQ. Now, this is an AI, very speculative thing, but you see there's the pattern. Box breakout. And to be honest, I did sort of screw around with it a little bit in here, but then I sold it like right in here. It was like on one of those nothing trades where you're just sort of messing around. And but then it had this thing, and I ended up buying it again. And now this is 10 times stronger. So the second buy is actually the one which I bought more, and it's less of a good spot. But with the strength of the volume and the buyers, I feel a lot more confident with my second buy than my first buy. This one, KVYO, I do not own it, but that's a Darvas box breakout. And look at this, you had the big move on this one, big move here. This is a $10 billion company. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it until Scotland mentioned it. And so then I started following it. And that's one thing, use your Twitter list to follow other traders. When they mention something that's interesting, yeah, pay attention. I do not have a monopoly on good ideas, that's for sure. LMT, Lockheed Defense. Defense spending just keeps probably going up on this one. Isn't it amazing? Their technology doesn't work, and yet their stock is just ramping. The planes are shoddy, the spacecraft sucks. It stranded those astronauts. I mean, their missiles don't work, and yet look at this. It's going higher. So, oh, that's Boeing. This is Lockheed. I got the two mixed up. What is going on in Boeing? Let's see. Oh, okay. That matches a little bit better. So maybe all that Boeing business is going to Lockheed. Who knows? MDB, my namesake. Box breakout here, but this is fizzling out and nothing here. So unfortunately, not everything takes off. Meta, Facebook, look at that. Box breakout, moving higher. Whoopsie. Oracle, huge breakout. And if you missed it, well, here's your chance there's a signal. It's not telling you it's ready to go higher. Oracle, 50-50 signal right there. And if it starts going higher, buy it. PI, I own this one, Darvas box breakout with a big confirmation bar here. I love to see that going higher. This is how to make 40 bucks profit in 2 weeks. PLTR moving higher, but this bar right here, that's a little difficult. Some selling occurred, but overall light. This is probably going to keep uptrending. The only issue I got with this one is market cap and valuation, but it's a bull market, so you don't get it. You don't bother with that stuff until things change, or unless there's a big signal printed on the chart. The Poet, I am long this one. Great move. Look at that. Look at that volume. So far, so good, huh? Poet. RKLB, I bought some of this one this week also. There was a signal here. that is a bullish hammer signal. And it's really cool when a hammer occurs at the top of a breakout move. It's practically screaming it's going higher. Uh, I wasn't able to buy it in here because, man, this thing started moving, so I just slammed an order in. But I am long. And you may recall in the last video I did, the real reason was on the monthly chart. And look at that. Look at the volume coming in here. And now the month here is practically over. We got a strong box breakout here. And that's on the big view. So, you know, this looks very positive. And it's in rockets, aerospace and defense, which is doing pretty good right now. So I am liking that. Roku, box breakout, and it's moving higher. I don't know why, nor do I care, but I'm keeping an eye on it. SE, box breakout, moving higher. I own this. It still pisses me off that I sold it here and had to rebuy it here. I should have bought it here and just owned it the whole way, but look at this action. This is just ridiculous. This is what makes investing hard, is the dum-dums who don't know what they're doing and create stuff like this. And trust me, there's plenty of dum-dums on the institutional side as there are on the retail side. So, yeah, it is what it is. But when you make a mistake, you try and rectify it as soon as possible. Shark Ninja, SN, look at that. Box breakout, moving higher. I mean, come on, people. How easy is this? Spotify, this is a little more tough. This here is actually a bearish signal right here. So we'll see. That's a shooter bar. We will see if that's truly a negative signal. TKO, moving higher. If you like it, there's a potential buy signal. Uber, box breakout, moving higher. URI, box breakout, moving higher. I mean, you see, it's just a bull market. When people on Twitter are talking about how bearish things are, whatever, it just doesn't match up. Walmart keeps going higher. And Zim, look at that. Someone asked about Zim a week or two ago. Now I'd say, wow, Zim has finally made up its mind. And that's a Darvas box breakout. And that probably should be bought. I've shied away from Zim because I got burned here and burned here. It's like you get burned enough and then you don't do it and then the stock goes. And look at it this way. Let's say we had bought Zim on the yellow bar buy signal here and we were patient. Let's say we bought it there and we had patience to hold it. If we had patience to hold it, then we would be looking good, but we would have had to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have had to sit for 5 months. I don't have that kind of patience. When it's down here and all your profits given up, that this pink bar signal is what would have triggered me to start thinking about selling or to be cautious. Okay, so lots of box breakouts. Bullish signals. Look at this list. But it's a bear market. No, it's not. Okay, Apple with the blue bar signal here. That's bullish. Pay attention. And it reacted down a smidge, but that's kind of normal because look out here. It had the same, sold off. Same, sold off. And look at the big difference. This one had a big red sell bar. This one did not. So I expect Apple to probably break out next week. That's an inside bar. So if you like Apple, you want to trade Apple options, you should definitely be bullish on that one. That's a setup, and you'll probably make some money on that. AMD, putting this one on for JJ, the hedge fund manager I know, and that's a box breakout here. It's moving higher, but what is this missing? Come on, you see it. Where's the volume? Where's the volume? So this is an example of you could take a trade here, but Are your odds of winning as high as some of the other ones? No, but you can still win. It's a bull market. So, but it's just not as optimal. Like ANET, box breakout, but where's the volume? Where's the beef? APP moving higher. No, and I've got this simply because it's just a great run and big green volume, but there was no real setups in that. But if you got it, fantastic. ARM, look at that. Signal, bullish signal, a whack reaction. It triggered bullish and then it couldn't stick. Isn't that interesting? So this is not your number one name, and volume is low right here. There's things going on which the market is figuring out. Broadcom moving higher, a little resistance there, but moving higher. JJ bought that one also. BLDR moving higher, but look, a little indecision. Are people going to be buying houses? I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. The Bros is on this list because it had the signal here and it moved higher, but that's a real ugly reaction. But look how weak this name is in general. So yeah, weak names get this reaction. So not an optimal trade, no volume or anything. But if you took it, well, you get what you pay for. Give it one more week and this comes off the list. Kava, look at that. Tried to go higher, but no, stopped. And to be honest, there's your, if all the sellers were in this bar, and this is as high as they made it, well, no wonder it's sold off. This is resistance. This level, this like almost 130, that's a big time resistance. Think it's going to go through 130 easily? No, because of this. Got to be aware of that. That's how you read the chart. CEG on this list because it just had such a great move here. But here's the thing. They're going to reopen 3 Mile Island. Great move. How long is that going to take? A year, 2 years, 3 years? I don't know. So I would say from 170 to 250, I would say the next 2 years just got priced in. So beware. How much cheese is left on the plate? I don't know. But that may be the topping, that 3 Mile Island news. Monthly looks okay. Well, I don't know. Beats me. Crocs, yellow bar, moving higher. Bullish. Dash, box breakout, no volume, but moving higher. It's a bull market. Dell, signal, moving higher, but nothing really huge. ENPH, yellow bar, inside bar. Well, keep it for another week. FSLR, box breakout, but light volume. But there's a signal, so yeah, you could have taken that. GE moving a little higher, nothing wrong. GEV moving higher off of the signal. Just some great trades out there. Google stopped and reversed. Hood, finally a box breakout, but low volume. This one moving higher. Micron, look at that. Everyone's bearish on Micron. Well, look at it. You see, looky here. There's your 50-50 bar. What did it do? It breaks higher. But it's still going sideways in a box range. So, Is this your number one trade? No. But it's a good one. Net. Yellow bar signal followed by, it moved up and then gave it all back. Honestly, this is not an optimal one. The volume's low. So no wonder it had something bad. And actually, this is a bearish signal. That's a bearish shooter bar. So that shouldn't even be here. Netflix box breakout, sort of a bearish signal. We'll put it over there also. So you see how things are moving higher, but the week was a little tougher. Oh, wow. ServiceNow, arguably the hottest software name. Well, it must have hit the levels where the big institutions said, maybe we ought to sell some. This is a pay attention bar with a bearish tilt. Maybe that's all there is for software for now. Steel coming back a little bit. That's looking good. NVIDIA, bearish pink, came down, rebound, inside weak, resolved higher, but man, a volatile bar right here. Yeah, I don't know. And when you throw in how ARM is trading, there are not any bearish signals, but this isn't as bullish as people might think at the moment. But it's slightly bullish. So we'll see what happens. Moving higher, little inside bar. Reddit moving higher off of this or right there. Box breakout and shop, but not much follow through. Volume's low. Tesla, we got a box breakout right here off of that inside bar there. Looking good, but it would have been better if there was big volume here. But again, these trades can work, you know, anything on the monthly. Tesla looks okay, but it's not super duper exciting. VRT, yellow bar buy signal, it's moved higher, nice trade. VST, the power company, mimicking CEG, power for AI. Or at least power until they start plugging in humans like in the Matrix. This one, a little signal, but moved a little higher, nothing special. Blue bar with a little, and the pullback, yeah, Apple. Okay, let's look at bearish stuff, and then we'll breeze through and wrap this up. So, the list of bearish stuff, there is some stuff that looked bearish from last time. So this is not a full bull where everything's going up. There is some pockets of negativity. And for me, for people like me who run balanced portfolios with like long short, I like this market because I can find longs and I can hedge them with shorts and both work. So the market sells off, I make money. Market goes up, I make money. That's the whole point. And some people might say they hedge with covered calls or, you know, buy or sell puts or whatever, or buy or sell calls. To me, that's too complicated. Instead, I'll just find a weak stock and short the weak stock. Short the weaklings, buy the strong ones. It seems to work for me. AEHR, oh, actually, this one shouldn't even be here because this was a box breakdown here, but now here's a recovery. Nothing special on volume, but it shouldn't be on this list here because it did that, so I'll move it to the watching list. This one, retail people love this stock. Sell signal here, inside bar here with a bearish resolution. When it was all the way down here, it looked like a hell of a bearish trade, but then it rebounded, but it's a slight downtrend. All right. It's also forming outlines of a Darvas box, but maybe not yet. I don't know. We got to see. Sell H, I'm short this one. Although now I'm thinking if I move my alerts and stuff down to there, to the top of this bar, this has a good chance, in my opinion, of really stopping me out. But Um, we will see. So far, I've been short this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks. What's the length of the last trade you did, the longest trade you sat in? Can anybody match 16 weeks or beat it? I hope so. Coin. I covered coin last week in there because it's got the signal here. Now it's moving higher. Bitcoin's moving higher. So yeah, maybe coin's gonna settle down and start to uptrend again. You see how the trend in coin went to shit after this pink bar signal? That's where the institutions decided, yeah, we're going to take some money, we're going to stop supporting it. Institutions? Nope. Institutions said, yeah, nah. And that's where it started really getting volatile and going down. But maybe now with some buyers, maybe this is settling down. We'll give it another week. Costco, red selling, failed Darvas box breakout, inside bar to the downside. Interesting. DJT, a lot of volume here, but the trend is still down. I would say nope. ELF, I'm short this one. Move that to there. We shall see what happens. GH keeps going down. GME, GameStop. Okay, pink bar, but it resolved into a sort of a shrug, and now it's moving up a little bit. This is actually a bullish. It's actually kind of bullish. And what also tells you is the volume. Big red, bigger green. So they're not prepared to give up on GME. That's actually a bullish signal right there. ML. Okay. Pink bar signal here. So now the question is, what does a pink bar do? It says sit up and pay attention. Is this going to keep going down? Or is the tide going to turn now and it starts going back up? I don't know. But we had a shift here. We now had a shift here. Maybe it's done selling down. I like this company. I made a ton of money in it from earlier this year. So I'm going to pay close attention to that one. And in fact, what's the top of this bar? Top of the bar, 45.24. Well, we'll set an alert for 45. I use alerts liberally. I got so many alerts going off at times, it's crazy. mRNA, same deal. Pink bar, short signal, another pink bar. Does that mean it's going to keep going, or who knows? This is a Vax company, so I hope it goes bankrupt, but we'll see. We know about Netflix. We know about them. Now we know about them. Is this the end of software right now? I don't know. You read articles about AI replacing software. Maybe it's going to begin. I don't know. Okay, here's a failed trade, one which did not work for me. Roblox. Bought it here. A contrary signal right after. And now a pink bar signal. Yeah, time to leave. So I made about 20 cents. Great. Rivian, box breakdown, some red selling. Root, still the trend is down. I thought it had mojo here. It's going to turn around. Nope. SMCI. Okay. Another pink bar. Pay attention. It started going bad here. Now we get a pink bar here. Does that mean the trend is going to stop and it's going to start going up again? Maybe this has implications for NVIDIA and ARM. Oop. So now the reaction to this week will be very important. Is this keep going down? Does it reverse and go higher? Does it go sideways? I don't know. But this is why we have signals and reactions to the signals. So now we can prepare. Snow, the most irritating short in the world. What are people doing? I don't know. I'm probably wrong on this one, but the monthly is poised for lower. So I'm sticking with it, even though this drives me nuts. Stinger, oh, look at this. Box breakdown, and now in week 4, it changes its mind. I've mentioned it before that week number 4 has a tendency to be a key week. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do we have a failure? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, 4. So a month after breakout is when the market really decides what it's going to do. Oh, Weatherford. So another failed trade of mine. I'm not a perfect trader. I took a chance on this one based on the hammer bar signal here, thinking maybe that's a good spot for a long-termer. The market laughed and said, ha! And now look at it, a pink bar. And this looks like it's going down a lot more. So get me out. And lastly, the Zetas. Amazing trend. Amazing trend. Week after week after week going up. And now look at this signal. That's a bearish shooter. And frankly, based on the length of trend and the length from the breakout, to me, that's where I would step off the elevator. I'd be like, yep, that's it for me. I'm out. But we'll see what the reaction is to this next week. So this wraps it up. We've got buy signals. We've got sell signals. A lot more buy signals, bullish signals than sell signals. But we'll just have to see what happens. And I'm not doing any viewer requests this week. I'm just too tired. So we'll do it next week. But anyways, this is a week in review. As you can see, it is a bull market. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.